Why liberty? You, and only you, know the best way to live your life. True liberty allows you to be you. Demand your liberty, and you will be rewarded with happiness. Liberty is not philosophy. It is your actual day-to-day existence. I argue for you to improve your happiness requires you to think about your liberty and your self-interest daily. Your liberty in our society defines what you can and cannot do free of coercion as you exercise your freedom, balanced by your responsibility to not harm others. When you are not harming another, you should always have maximum liberty without coercion to choose your own path and to live with the consequences of your decisions, to then choose your next point on your journey, and so on until the end of your days. Admittedly, liberty at its birth in Western consciousness was not for all. Only the free man citizen of Athens could enjoy his liberty. Women, slaves, and foreigners did not enjoy personal liberty. They could not pursue their own personal interest. The founders of the United States of America, white men with property, were much like their Greek free man counterparts in holding that liberty only applied to them, not to women, not to slaves, not to foreigners. Many of their white men descendants and pseudo-intellectual heirs still think like this today. Fortunately for you and me, liberty is actually universal, but each of us has to grab it for ourselves. No one is going to give it to you, and there are plenty of people who will gladly take it from you if you are not guarding it with each breath. John Stuart Mill, early on in On Liberty, states, quote, "The object of this essay is to assert one very simple principle. As entitled to govern absolutely the dealing of society with the individual in the way of compulsion and control, whether the means used by physical force in the form of legal penalties or the moral coercion of public opinion. The principle is that the sole end for which mankind are warranted, individually or collectively, in the interfering with the liberty of any number is self-protection. That the only purpose for which power can be rightfully exercised over any member of a civilized community against his will is to prevent harm to others." End quote. If you, as a civilized member of a community, are not harming others, then Mill lays out very clearly what liberty really is. Quote, "In the part which merely concerns himself, his independence is of right absolute. Over himself, over his own body and mind, the individual is sovereign." End quote. I'm going to take liberty with Mill's words from 1859 and attempt to present a more universally human version for our needs today. In the party which merely concerns a person, their independence is of right absolute. Over themselves, over their own body and mind, the individual is sovereign. Think about these words. Do you believe yourself to be sovereign over your own body and mind? Do you believe everyone else in your community should also be sovereign over their body and mind? And to be clear, person in this case is any 18-year-old human adult who has the base capacity of taking care of themselves. So not children, and obviously there are people who cannot take care of themselves. Short of that, I, for one, believe I am sovereign over my mind and body. While I'm open maybe to hearing your opinion about how I should lead my life, at the end of the day, I choose. And so do you. The truth is, even when you give up your power, your freedom, and your liberty, you do so as your own sovereign. You choose to give up the most important right that you have received from simply being born a human being. The great joy in being able to lead your life, there is great joy in being able to lead your own life as you see fit. The joy does not guarantee any outcomes, desired or undesired. But from that joy of choosing on your own how you live, I believe you will find a little bit more happiness. And that is the answer to why liberty. No fear, only love.